I invite Mr. Meraj Faheem, founder and CEO, Adventure Park, and Mr. Ilyas Shah Khan, Incubation Manager, Adventure Park, to come up on the dais. Let's get started with our session. Please maintain discipline. Now I request Mr. Palaprasad Reddy Sir, Dean TIIC, Technology, Innovation and Incubation Center, to speak a few words on this occasion.
Hello, good afternoon dear students. So dignitaries on the dais, today our chief guest Meraj, Ilyas and also the Dean of BB, Sirisha Madam. Very good afternoon to one and all who came here to participate in this event. It's very happy for me to see all these guys, those who are part of a E-cell, that is called as entrepreneurship cell. Guys, I will tell you what is the vision and mission of this E-cell first, and later I will talk about the speakers. Basically, this E-cell is formed. Generally, the things whenever we are conducting some activities like innovation, entrepreneurship, or startup. So many of the times, maybe there may be some students, they may not be interested in the innovation, but still forcefully we are bringing the students from classroom and asking them to sit here. So we felt that is not right. So that's what we asked the guys to form the E-cell. So through this particular E-cell, whoever the students from first year to final year, so if they are interested to be a part of these activities, anything relevant to the innovation, entrepreneurship as well as the startups, so they can be a part of this E-cell. And if you are going to conduct any events within the college, and if you are going to make any events outside the college also, definitely we can involve these E-cell students only. Why? Because you all the guys who joined in the E-cell, you are motivated towards the innovation, entrepreneurship as well as the startups. So one more thing I would like to tell about the college. Here the Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, since the 2016 we started the journey of innovation and entrepreneurship. Much before IARE started the incubation center from the 2016. We have the HTSP Science and Technology Startup Hub, and we have the Makerspace, and we have the Technology Innovation and Incubation Center. For supporting all these centers, we formed the Entrepreneur Development Cell is working towards supporting these three centers. So whoever the students having the aspirants towards motivation towards the entrepreneurship, definitely they can go through these three centers, Makerspace for creating their products, and at the pre-incubation stage they can work at the Technology Innovation and Incubation Center, and also for starting their business, for running their company, so they may be a part of STSP. These are the three verticals we are working. And moreover, through these activities on the innovation and entrepreneurship, so IARE is performing well in all the institutional rankings. So recently in the IARE rankings, that is Atal rankings of institutions on innovation performance. So we received the band excellent, and also for organizing the activities, for importing the culture of innovation, entrepreneurship and startups. So we received the 3.5-star rating out of 5 from the Institutions Innovation Council, and this year we are working towards 5-star rating out of 5 for the Institution Innovation Council by organizing the more events, by inculcating the culture of innovation and entrepreneurship, by involving all the students of IARE into this particular ecosystem. And also, other than this one, I think you guys may be aware of what is the IARE offering to the students. So I think yearly for organizing the events itself, we are spending nearly 15 to 20 lakhs in the various forms, and also we are providing the fellowship of 5,000, and for product development up to 2.5 lakhs financial support also we are giving on behalf of Innovation Center. So for all these things, our institute budget is nearly crossing the 20 to 30 lakhs. So this much we are spending towards innovation and entrepreneurship. And also, you guys all know about the new facilities created for the Innovation Center. So it may be going to function from the within next 2 weeks. The entire facility will be getting ready. So once the facility is ready, definitely we can invite any of the students, those who want to take the product development and those who are interested in the FSI. So that and all definitely we can encourage from the students end. And moreover, as a student, he may be having a lot of skills and lot of proposals from the various centers. And today we have the Elias who knows to me since 1 year back, and we have the Meraj. So he is a part of this Telangana state innovation ecosystem. So they are good at these activities and encouraging the what you can say young entrepreneurs towards their product development, towards their business. So definitely whenever these people like those who are running the professional incubation centers, that is away from the institutions. So if you guys are interacting with those kinds of people, definitely you will know what is the real entrepreneurship, what is the real business. So maybe when you look at the professional incubation centers and academic incubators, there may be a small gap will be there. We are also trying to fill that particular gap by collaborating with the people like this kind of innovation centers. So we have a very good connections with some of the incubation centers like Ali we have. So we are conducting many activities with the Ali we have, and even some of the students already a part of T-Track program organized by the T-Hub, and also maybe. So this is the first event we are organizing with these people from the Adventure Park. So maybe we can collaborate whatever may be the opportunities between IARE and this Adventure Park. Definitely we can work out. So that everything, it may be benefit to the students. Definitely that way only we can work it out. So sometimes in our college there may be some facilities and sometimes there may be some other facilities at the Adventure Park. Definitely we can collaborate and exchange the activities. Definitely ultimately either myself or IARE or not Adventure Park is not going to get any benefit. The only benefit to you guys only when you are coming forward to utilize these particular collaborations and facilities. So on behalf of Technology Innovation and Incubation Center, once again I wish you all the best to start your journey for the entrepreneurship. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and I hope everyone having ideas will approach sir for starting their journey as entrepreneurs. Now, moving on to, I would like to call upon Mrs. Sirisha Ma'am, Dean BBE Brand Building Entrepreneurship, to speak a few words on this occasion.
Good afternoon, dignitaries, my dear students and head of the departments and deans of various schools. So I am Sirisha, Dean of Brand Building and Entrepreneurship. Just want to talk very few words and we shall start our next things. So we all of us know what is entrepreneurship. We always feel that it is all about taking risk. By taking risk, in turn we get profit. This is the basic definition we see generally or we read in the books, right? So, like if we just go back to 100 years ago, where are entrepreneurs? So, if we are not having any capital, we don't have entrepreneurship. So, we are out of the box. If we are not having ideas, we are out of the box. We are not nowhere entrepreneurs. But now, in today's era, we can find 584 million entrepreneurs all around the world. So it is very happy for us and to be we need not be a soldier to fight in the front row or to protect our country. What we can do, we can start our own incubations or we can start our own startups so that we are developing our India. So, like this, we can make our society better by doing our entrepreneurs, by making ourselves as entrepreneurs and start working towards it. So I wish all the students to start your ideas, start thinking about your ideas and start solving the problems and make them into implement that particular problem and make it a successful startup. And I'm sure I'll see most of our students are going to become a big entrepreneurs through our e-step. So I wish you all the best, students. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for enlightening us. Guys, please do not use your mobile phones. I repeat, do not use your mobile phones. If found, it will be confiscated and you have to make rounds to admin block. Do you want your phones to be confiscated? No, right? Seriously, yes? Then meet principal, sir. Now, let's move on. Today, our guest of honor is Mr. Meraj Faheem, founder and CEO of Adventure Park. Meraj Faheem is a serial entrepreneur who started first as a student entrepreneur. He founded India's first coding bootcamp, the Hacking School, acquired by iCollege Australia and Code.in. Founded India's first student-focused startup incubator, which is Adventure Park. Meraj is an innovation fellow with Government of Telangana. He is passionate about education, technology and student entrepreneurship. Now I request Mr. Meraj Faheem to address the gathering.
Hello IARE. It's 2:30 and I'm hoping you guys are not sleepy. Are you? know, right? And I was told majority of you are from the first years, yes? You guys remind me of my engineering days 14, 15 years ago. Yeah, I used to do the same stuff sitting there. That's absolutely normal. But then now I regret doing that. You know why? You know why? I could have done better. So, there are a few things I wanted to share with you guys. A little less my story and a little more about what I think I should have known when I was sitting there listening to people who came to our college talking about stuff. But to be very honest, I'm jealous of you guys. You know why? The kind of resources, the kind of time you guys are living in right now, to have started your educational background with a college like this, with this immense support to begin with. Second, you are living in the best time possible where innovation, entrepreneurship is the buzzword, right? People are talking about innovation, people are talking about entrepreneurship and not talking about placement or going to US, UK, Australia for higher studies to make a lot of money. This is not the trend anymore and I'm loving it. As much as I love it, I hate it because nobody told me this when I was in college, right? I wish my college got in people who started up, people who took risks, people who made it big or even failed, right? We get to learn a lot of things from them. This did not happen during my times, but I guess it's God's own way of getting things done. I'm an accidental entrepreneur. I'm a biotech engineer by degree. I started when I was in college. I took a ticket from Chennai. I wanted to be a doctor. Couldn't get into that. Did engineering from a college that was willing to give an engineering seat to, a science guy. I was running away from mathematics all my life, but then eventually fell into it. The point here is, the first thing that I did, it was not because I wanted to become an entrepreneur. This is back in 2008 that I'm talking of, right? It was not because we got to see there were a lot of people who were starting up. Back then, Flipkart did not even exist, right? We are talking about pre-Flipkart days. And why Flipkart only? Because Flipkart marks the beginning of, entrepreneurial India, right? It was Sachin Bansal and his partner. Who was he? Co-founder? Anybody? You guys don't know? No? Wow. You guys use Flipkart? Okay. If you use a particular startup's product or service, guys, do this thing. Go and see who built it. The least you can do is know who built it. The least you can do is know who is serving you, right? It's as simple as you go home, your mom or anybody, your sister or your mom, cook something really nice. And if it's nice, what did you ask who made this? It's as simple as that, right? If you like a product, if you like a service, go one step further, understand who built it. Why did they do that? You know why? Do you know why? Curiosity marks the beginning of everything excellent in your life. If you're not curious, trust me, you're as good as dead. And I mean it, right? If you're not curious about how things work, if you're not curious about how Flipkart started from zero to a $21 billion company, in whatever period of time it became a $21 billion company, started by two guys working at Amazon, then trust me, you're not living. You're just, dead walking. And that's not good. Trust me, it's technically not good. Why is it not good? Is it good being dead? It's not good being dead. Because when you're dead, people walk over you. Do you want to be walked over? We do not want to be walked over, right? Mainly because we have brains. Do we have brains? Yes. The only problem with India right now, and I'm saying this with full authority, I was an innovation fellow working with the government of Telangana. I was part of the first batch of innovation fellowship working with the Ministry of IT. The most important thing that I noticed while working, right? Statistics, data, and the numbers tell us our primary problem is we look for instant gratification. Our primary problem is we look for the easiest thing possible, low-hanging fruits. It's not bad. Entrepreneurship is not for all, right? It's not for everybody. But you telling yourself, okay, I cannot do this, it's bad, it's wrong. You cannot say that, and you are nobody to say that without giving it a try, without experimenting, without giving yourself a chance, without giving yourself a fair try. You cannot reject yourself. You getting my point? And this is our primary problem. We go for the lowest hanging fruit, which is the first job offer that you get, or flying away. And I'm saying this with all responsibility. Trust me, your job is not going to go anywhere. It will be there. Give yourself a chance. Trust yourself for doing more or better. That is the last thing. That is plan B that you can any day go for. I'm not saying it's wrong to take placements. It's good, it's great, right? Eventually, an entrepreneur's job is to innovate, to create value, to develop enterprises that will eventually create jobs, help people put food on the table of the family, right? Improve quality of life, improve income, grow and contribute to the economy of the country, contribute to the GDP, and that's exactly how you and I are going to strengthen the country, right? This is our way to do that. This is our only opportunity to do that. But where does this start? Where do you start? Where do you start all of this? From your college. From right now. This is the only difference between Indian ecosystem and non-Indian ecosystems. After completing my innovation fellowship in the government, I went to US. I went to Stanford to primarily see what the hell is wrong with Stanford. When I say what the hell is wrong with Stanford, the numbers, look at the numbers. Graduates from Stanford students are single-handedly responsible to have created about $10 trillion to USA's economy. Can you visualize that? That's huge. That's huge. That's a lot. Students from a college called Stanford University. Yes, it's a nice university and all that. I'll tell you a little bit more about Stanford University and what's the difference between Stanford and let's say IARE. We'll come there. But first, understand this. Stanford graduates contributed more than $10 trillion to USA's economy, which means if Stanford University were a country, it would have been one of the top 5 richest countries of the world. Isn't that cool? Isn't that powerful? Isn't that dangerous? A bunch of guys who had the will to work on their ideas, to pursue their dreams, started something, started from zero, took it, made it so big that if they were a country, they would have been the most powerful country just by the virtue of business they have generated, by the virtue of their innovation abilities, capabilities, their ability to attract the best brains in the world. And that's exactly what they do with us. You go anywhere in the US, you will find Indians filled in there. Why do we go there? Why do we go there? Because we are valued there. Right? Both in terms of payment, both in terms of our ideas, both in terms of respect and everything else. Right? They allow us to work on what we would want to work, what you would want to do. But this culture is changing. This is exactly what we have to do here right now. And trust me, there is no difference between Stanford University and the universities we have in India, the colleges we have in India. It's not the management, it's not the faculty, it's not the infrastructure, it's not the buildings, it's not your buses, it's not the power of your internet. No, none of it. You know what's the primary difference? What makes a Stanford University and IARE and IARE? You know what is it? It's the students, it's you guys. So if your college is not becoming as great as Stanford University, you are responsible for it. Not the management, not the faculty, not your teachers, not the infrastructure, none of them. Not your parents, None. It's you who is not responsible. It's you who's responsible for it. So it's in your hands to become great and make your college great. As simple as that. And this is your opportunity. The least that your college can do is allow you to do what you want to do. And this is something that they have already done. They have provided you an awesome e-cell. They are ready to give you all the resources that you would need. They have great connections in the ecosystem. Adventure Park is always available to help you guys, to support you guys with whatever idea you might have, right? Good, bad, great, awesome, excellent, whatever it is. If you are not giving yourself a try, you and you alone are responsible for it, nobody else. And you will regret this. Mark my words, come back to me after 4 years or 5 years, you will regret this. You will regret not giving yourself a try. You will regret not starting up. You will regret not doing stuff that you should have been doing when you see someone else doing. And that will hurt you a lot. That's going to hurt you badly. Trust me on this one. Been there, done that. Since I graduated, I did 4 companies. I sold 2. I shut down 2 companies. My most recent exit was the hacking school. I sold the hacking school to iCollege Australia. iCollege is Australia's largest edutech company. It's a public listed company. And after I did that, that's when I was also working with the government of Telangana, and that's when I realized the gap that we have with respect to student entrepreneurs. We do not expect students to come up with great ideas. I don't know why. Nobody expects students to do great things. You know what everybody expects from us? Marks, attendance, assignment, done. Placement. True? Yes. Do you guys agree with me? Yes. Are we just as good as our assignments, attendance and placements? No. No, just that weak no? No. Give me a strong no. No. Exactly no. We are much better than that. Yes? Yes. And who is responsible for communicating that? Me. Are we going to do that? No? Get out. Nobody's going to force you. And like I told you in the beginning, entrepreneurship is not for everybody. This is not for weak-hearted. But trust me, this is the best time of your lives when you can give yourself a try and live your dream almost risk-free. There is a huge myth. How many of you believe you cannot do a startup without funding? How many of you believe you cannot do a startup without funding? Raise your hands. Please be absolutely honest. This is a chill chat. Come on, raise your hands. Alright, I see about 20% hands up. So the rest 80% believe we can do a startup without funding? Yes. How? How? Alright, so the thing is, yes, you can do a startup without funding. You do not need money to do a startup, guys. This is one of the biggest myths that have been propagating in the whole ecosystem from a really long time in a very bad way. People do not start up, and more importantly, our parents are scared of allowing us to start up because they think it's going to hurt us badly, because it's going to cause us a lot of loss. Yes? One of the main reasons why people do not, or people are against the whole idea of entrepreneurship, but trust me, that's not the case. That is not the case at all. Entrepreneurship or innovation is one of those beautiful things where you put your minds to work. And when you start working on that, trust me, the kind of satisfaction you're going to gain from that, there is no other thing in the world that is going to give you the same satisfaction. And I promise that. Been doing that for the past 12 years, I can guarantee it. When you see people deriving value from the work that you have done, when you see people deriving your products, your services, right, your ideas helping people, there is no other thing, there is nothing else that you would want to do. You will stop right there and you are done with the whole thing. And I repeat, this is not for all. This is not going to happen to all of you. There's going to be only a lucky few who will come up with great ideas, will put in every single thing, blood, sweat, tears, everything that it takes to make your idea big. There are only a lucky few who will go there. But will we know if we are lucky or not? Can we know that? We cannot know that until and unless we give ourselves a try. We have to do that. And you know what's the best side of it, even if we fail? We learn things, yes. Experience. When you start up now, okay, assuming you guys are in first year, you start working on your ideas now. Let's say you start working on your idea A, you tried working on it, it failed. B, it failed. C, failed. D, failed. E, failed. Let's say A to Z failed. 26 failed ideas. Awesome. And doing this, you guys reached final year. You guys are, sitting for placements. Companies ask you, what do you do? Right? You will have 4 years of working experience working on 26 ideas that you can talk of. And trust me, they are not going to look at you the way they are going to look at your colleagues who have done nothing. Your queue will look different. You won't be those, common generic guys for them anymore. You will get preferential treatment. The conversation that they will be having with you is going to be very different. They would want to know more about your ideas. They would want to know more about your efforts. They would want to know more about what went wrong or what would have gone right. Or how could you, do things better? And that will automatically put you in a completely different orbit. You would not be a fresher anymore. You would be a guy with 4 years of experience who just graduated out of college. Isn't that cool? And this is not just me saying. My whole community of friends is entrepreneurs. Okay? We all hire from colleges, and our first preference is those people who have done something, who have taken that leap of faith and tried ideas, who have tried working on things. We give them first preference. I don't even remember the last time I read a resume. I've been hiring a lot of people for the past 12 years. I have 22 people working at the hacking school with me. At Adventure Park we have more than 200 people in the team. Never saw a resume. Never saw a resume, and this trend is growing. If you think your resume is going to talk about you, then my dear friend, you'll be disappointed. Nobody gives a damn about your resumes anymore. They will ask you about your experience. They are going to ask about your portfolios. They are going to ask about why did you do or why did you not do, right? If you do not have anything to talk about your ideas, if you do not have anything to talk about yourself, you are out. And you're going to find it extremely difficult to sell yourself then. So do yourself a favor, start, putting your brains to work, make something happen, build something, because jobs are not going anywhere. If nothing else works out, you can still go back and find a great job again. That's my promise. Am I making sense? Awesome. None of the entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs that you can think of actually planned their success. And when I say this, I'm talking about like literally everybody. Everybody, right? Right from the founders of WhatsApp, your Facebook, your Microsoft, Google, you name it, and I'll give you the story. None of them actually planned their successes, so you cannot plan it. Serendipity is the word, right? It will happen to you if you allow it to happen to you. And if you're not allowing it to happen to you, it's never going to happen to you. You getting me? Do yourself a favor and be welcoming. Be open to ideas. Start thinking about what can you do. There is a lot of resources, there is a lot of opportunity. Everybody is talking about it, especially technical trends. How many of you have heard of Web3? Nice. Awesome. We did not even exist when web was happening, when internet was happening, 1970s, right? Internet happened and then web came, then web 2 came, and now it's web 3. Yeah? We were actually given products to directly use, right? The products on internet that we use are web 2 products, and did we have the chance or an opportunity to show or do something to shape up web 2 the way it is? No, right? We were just given it. They were just thrown at us, and we are using it, and then we crib about privacy, we crib about how Google and Facebook leverage our data and this and that. Yes? But now is the chance to change all of that. With Web3 just getting started, this opportunity is in your hands to shape Web3, to shape how it's going to look like, to shape what can you build, to shape the way people use it. This is a revolution that's just getting started, and if you miss this bus, you are the unlucky one. Okay? And it need not be just technical. It can be entrepreneurial, it can be, an innovation, it can be just a business idea, right? The way you want to sell a particular Web3 product, the way you want to solve a particular problem using Web3, or anything else. The point here is, you should put your brains to work. And that's exactly how every huge idea started. Anybody in this room who does not use WhatsApp? Everybody uses WhatsApp, right? Everybody uses WhatsApp? Yes. Awesome. About 3 billion people use WhatsApp. 3 billion people. Which means 85% of people on Earth who have internet use WhatsApp. World population is? About 7.8 billion. Isn't that cool? You building something that everybody on Earth uses. Can you imagine the impact? Isn't that huge? This is what we are talking about. But when WhatsApp actually started, do you know what was it? It was just a push notification app. The status messages that you see on your WhatsApp, I'm at the gym, at office, traveling, right? That was the first feature of WhatsApp. There was no chatting, there was no text, there was no audio, there was no video, there was nothing on WhatsApp. The only thing on WhatsApp was you could select your status from the drop down, and that notification would be sent to all your contact list. That's it. Who are the founders of WhatsApp? Brian Acton and Yan Kong. Okay? These two guys built WhatsApp. And why did they build WhatsApp? Because they were fed up of their wives asking them every time, where are you, when are you coming? No, seriously, that's exactly why they built it. They built it to notify their wives, okay, yeah, I'm at the gym, I'm at office, I'm traveling, this and that. And these guys were looking for jobs desperately in Silicon Valley. They were rejected at Twitter, they were rejected at Facebook and all other companies. And that was around the same time when they started building this idea, and it took off. And it took off in such a way that eventually Facebook ended up acquiring WhatsApp for about 25, 26, and $7 billion. Isn't that cool? For an accidental idea to start from zero to go on to $25 billion. Isn't that cool? Tell me anything more cooler than this. There can be nothing more cooler than this. This is the coolest thing that you can ever do in your life. It takes a life and a lifetime to build one company, guys. And the best time to experiment with all your ideas is now in college, when you have no pressure to perform, when you have no responsibilities, when you are not answerable to anybody. Because if you step out of college and start working on your ideas, there are so many things and so many people that you have to answer people for. You can't take it. Especially in India, it's going to be very difficult to answer your uncles, aunties and neighbors about, oh, you did not get campus placed. Or what are you doing? Right? So, do yourself a favor, pick this opportunity and make it happen. Now imagine this. If these guys got a job at Facebook, would they build WhatsApp? Could they ever earn $25 billion? Eventually, when Facebook acquired WhatsApp, these guys became directors at Facebook immediately, just like this. As a software engineer, how many years would it have taken for these guys to become a director? Never. They would have never became. So this is your best shot to get there, to get people's attention, to get that respect, to earn responsibilities, because it's not going to just land on your door, guys. You have to work for it. You have to put your brains for it. And I repeat, this is not for all, definitely not for the weak-hearted. Not everybody can think of great ideas, but do not reject yourself without giving yourself a try. So do yourself a favor, get up and start working on your ideas. I'm not going to bore you more, but if you guys have any more questions, you can reach out to me on Instagram. My ID is Meraj, or you can also ping us on Adventure Park. Absolutely happy to discuss your ideas with you guys. We are India's first and India's favorite non-academic startup incubator for students. In the past 18 months, we have incubated 127 startups, which again makes us India's fastest incubator to have incubated 127 student startups, out of which 30 plus have already launched the market. 10 student startups have raised seed round of funding from professional investors, and I'm talking about students like you doing all of this. This is happening. The revolution has already started. Do not miss this buzz, because you will regret. Alright? So again, thank you so much Abhishek, Kirtana, Sirisha ma'am, sir, everybody for having us. I'm looking forward to having more conversations with you guys. I'm looking forward to some really exciting ideas. Coincidentally, our cohort applications are also open. Feel free to apply, and we will be more than happy to discuss your ideas with you. Trust me, no idea is small or big. You will never know what will work and what will not, and nobody can stop an idea whose time has come. So let's get started. Let's build some cool things for India, and let's make India the greatest country in the world. Alright? Thank you. Alright, do you have any questions? Are we taking questions?
Yes, sir.
Alright, where is this coming from? Don't let your friends pull you down. Punch them on the face if they do. We'll take care of it. You want a mic?
This is Harshmi, and my question is, how to build the courage to step into this field?
It's very simple. Okay? And pay attention.
Okay.
Tell yourself you have nothing to lose. And that's the best way to gather courage to do anything in your life. When you have nothing to lose, there are no fears. And when there are no fears, you can go and conquer the world. And that's exactly how it works. The minute you step out of college, there will be pressure for you to get a job. There will be pressure for you to pay the bills. There will be pressure for you to pay the rent if you're not living with your parents and stuff like that, right? The fear to not be able to afford your bills and rent and stuff, that will stop you from doing things that you always wanted to do in life. And that's exactly why I always say there's absolutely nothing to lose right now. And that's how you should do it.
Thanks.
No problem. More questions? That was a very cool question, by the way. I'm glad somebody was listening to me. Don't worry, these are your first customers who are going to buy when you get started. Cheering for you.
Hello, this is Emmanuel. What's your motivation in building adventure park? Why you choose only this?
Okay, so first thing, I started Adventure Park to solve one personal problem of mine. I wish something like this existed when I was a student. Okay, as a student entrepreneur, I never got the support, I never got the encouragement, I never got the resources that I needed when I was working on my idea in college, right? Fast forward 10 years, when I started working with the government, my primary role was to see how can we improve the quality and the quantity of the incubators in the state. And when I started talking to the CEOs and the incubation managers of these incubators, one thing that I realized is entrepreneurs are not successful as much as they should be because they gave up too soon. Why do entrepreneurs give up too soon? Why are they not continuing to try until they succeed? Because of the pressure of the society, right? Because of the family pressure, because you have to feed your family, because you have bills to pay, you have responsibilities, right? Plus, to top all of this, you are always compared with somebody who's doing better. Yes? This is primarily the reason why we do not have many great entrepreneurs coming from India. And that's why, to solve this problem, when we dug it deeper, we realized the best time for anybody to give as many attempts to entrepreneurship as possible was when they are in college, when they have no pressures, no responsibilities, all the freedom in the world to execute their ideas. And that's why I built Adventure Park. I hope that answered your question. Any more questions? Please stand up if you have a question and we'll get you the mic. Alright, not everybody has to have a question right now. If you have a question, like I told you, you can DM me on Instagram. I'm always available there, more than happy to take your questions there. Thank you so much for being such a lovely audience. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I can hear some noise. Okay, before I go, let's take a selfie. There is no audio in selfies, so you don't have to shout.
Thank you, sir. That was very enlightening and surely it did captivate many of the students, I guess. And now I request Dean TIIC and Dean BBE to present the token of appreciation to our guest of honor.
session. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Meraj sir and Ilyas Khan sir for accepting our invite and coming here. People who know Meraj sir knows how busy he is, but his never-ending interest to contribute to student entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship ecosystem is here. So, sir has given many insights about entrepreneurship. I would also like to thank our management, our principal sir, our dean, PIC, Professor Reddy sir, and also Sinisha ma'am for guiding us, for giving all permissions to conduct such a wonderful session. So, now I would like to tell how this will help entrepreneurs, like students, to become entrepreneurs. ESL was established in November 2021. So, ESL was basically established with three main objectives. One is to grow entrepreneurship culture. Like we have seen many students who are having great ideas who became entrepreneurs later. But in IARE, there isn't such any ecosystem which was built. There were students who were very potential, they have many potential ideas, but that couldn't become entrepreneurs due to lack of support. So we felt this problem is there, and we spoke with Sirisha ma'am as well as Professor Reddy sir. Due to their support, we have established ESL. We are getting all the permissions, we are getting all the support from TIC, whether it may be incubation support, funding, mentorship and all. So this is our first main objective, that is to grow the entrepreneurship culture in our college. Our second main objective is to act as a networking platform. So ESL IARE, as all the other cells, is a multidisciplinary cell. Here in ESL, we have students from each and every department, like almost all department students are there in ESL. So this is the better place to start if you have ideas, even though those ideas are not related to your domains. You could start working on them. You could meet new people who are very much skilled in their domains. So the third objective is will help you connect with the industry mentors. We will be responsible for conducting mini research events in collaboration with TIC. Professor Reddy sir has some good connects, good industrial connects. Even Sirisha ma'am, even our corporate relations is working to bring many more mentors into this cell. So these are the three main objectives for this. And before ending this session, I would like to tell people who want to get into adventure park ecosystem can approach TIC on through ESL and could also get the support that TIC is giving, so that they can also get into adventure parks ecosystem and also get the support from TIC. So that will be like a dual benefit to you people. You'll be getting all the things from our college as well as all the support and all the networks from adventure park. So people who are interested to take support from adventure park, try to reach us and we will help you connect with TIC, Professor Reddy sir and other members, and you could go there. Thank you all, thank you for being patient, and thank you. Yeah, thank you. Just please wait for a minute. You're playing a video of Adventure Park, like how Adventure Park is creating impact to student entrepreneurs. So please be patient.